Do you believe in fairies and have a curious mind?
Have you had a close encounter of the fairy kind?
Join us, your Fae guides, to enchantment and lore.
Pixies, goblins, elves, mermaids, and more.
Conversations vast and varied.
As we ponder,
What the fairy? So, these are some little extra leftover bits we have from our first episode we did on stones and crystals, because there was so much that we thought of after the fact, even immediately after ending the recording. So, a couple of a personal experience, a little bit of folklore, and some notes from different books and publications, I believe. So, I was very interested to hear what you mentioned, Emma, about Hastings, which I'm not sure at all where that is. And maybe I didn't even say it right.
No, you did. You said it right. Yeah. So Hastings is obviously a seaside town in the south of the UK. There's a famous battle that people might have heard of, 1066, the Battle of Hastings. Around this, there's a lot of history and I think legends and things around there. But yeah, after we did our first episode, I heard this tale and I thought I'd share it because I thought, oh, that's really quite cool. And it involves hagstones or holy stones or witch stones, whatever people want to call them. So yeah, basically, apparently, as the story goes, the legend goes, if you come from Hastings, you can't ever leave or you can't go far. You'll from Hastings, you'll always end up coming back there, no matter how far away you travel. And the apparently it's to do with Aleister Crowley or Crowley, however you pronounce his name, the famous magician, wizard, warlock. He had many titles, I think, didn't he?
The
But
evilest man in the world.
yeah, the Beast, I think they called him as well.
Yeah.
But
strange
apparently
person.
it's something to do with him.
Mm.
I couldn't quite find out exactly how or why it was to do with him, but his name was there in various sources. And apparently the only way to break the curse is to find a hagstone on Hastings Beach and look through the hole. And that's the only way to break the curse, and then you can leave and never come back. So I just thought that was
Yeah,
quite an interesting legend from down that way.
amazing.
Yeah,
You
it
have to
really
keep
is.
the stone as well. You mustn't get rid of it. You have to keep the stone that you found as well. Take it with you.
So interesting. And
Yeah.
did you have something else to add, Emma? Because that just reminds me of something I read today about pebbles. It's like a little spell to do with pebbles. Um, Gosh, sorry about me rummaging here.
No
Right.
worries. Trying to see
Well,
if I
I
can
did.
find out why.
Yeah.
Crowley, why where the
I,
Crowley
I I couldn't in I mean I found this story originally on Wikipedia, by the way, just to note
Hmm.
where it
That's
actually
fine.
came
Yeah.
from. But then when I've
Yeah.
looked into it further, I couldn't find out any more about why him. I don't know, but
Yeah,
how he was
quite
connected there.
original.
But yeah, I just thought that was quite a cool tale when we
Perhaps
were
he
just
didn't like
talking
Hastings
about.
for some reason.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, maybe he went on holiday to Hastings and thought,
Cursed it. Curses.
I think he might have gone to boarding school.
"Oh
Oh, that
right,
explains it all then,
that
doesn't
would
it?
do it.
Yeah.
That would do it."
Oh, in his final days, he lived in poverty because he had blown
Hmm.
all his money. He lived in a boarding house just off of the ridge. I guess maybe that's in Hastings. So maybe he died there.
Oh,
But famously, he is said to have cursed the town. So, but yeah.
oh, wow. There we go.
Yeah.
That was
Gosh.
exciting. But I did find out something else, not to do with the Hastings, but just I just thought when you said about a little spell or a little quote or whatever, I did find out something. Is it all right if I share that?
Yeah, carry on. Carry on. Yeah.
You know how I believe we mentioned in the first episode that obviously hagstones are used for various things, protection from nightmares, witches, wasn't it? Seeing fairies, but they also have been known to have to allow people to see the past and see the future through the holes.
Oh, wow.
I
Oh,
think there was a story. I don't know if I think I did mention that in the first recording that there was a story of a lady looking through the hole and seeing the port as it would be in the future, and then her son went on to become a famous seer from having this same hagstone. I
Oh,
think I might
wow.
have
gosh.
mentioned that. Yeah. So there is tales of that, but I found using the term holy stone
Hmm.
that if you stand on one leg and close your right eye, look through the hole with your left eye, you'll see the past. Sorry, see the future. You see the
Hmm.
future. And if you reverse the process, so obviously shut the other eye and look through it, you'll see the past. So you have to switch which eye you're looking
Oh, how interesting.
through the
Let's see how.
hole.
Do you have to switch your leg, I wonder, as well?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah, it didn't say actually. It didn't say. It just said stand on one leg,
Complicated.
close your right eye, look through the hole, and you'll see the future. Like look through it with the eye that isn't shut,
Yeah, just
and
don't do
reverse
it
the
beside the
process
sea.
and see the past. So I just thought that was quite an actual specific way, a method to
Yeah.
see
Yeah, that's
the past or the
amazing.
future.
Not
And
heard that.
apparently it works better if you do it again, that's seeing fairies as well through the hole at
Mm.
the usual sort of times of dusk, dawn, and midnight. And apparently,
Oh,
it's
right.
extra important that you close the other eye that you're not looking through for the magic to work.
Oh, how interesting. I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
and apparently, you have to practice it,
yeah.
Okay. You can't
like
just look
scrying
through.
or
All right.
crystal ball. Yeah, yeah, like using a crystal ball or scry, and you have to practice. And that you'll see shapes or shadows or lights through the hole first.
Oh,
And eventually, the more you practice, the connection gets stronger.
it sounds a bit like yoga, doesn't it? Like a yoga practice or something where you have to stand
Yeah,
on one leg and be
but
balanced.
that's
Yeah.
it.
Tree
And it
pose.
makes
Yeah.
me think of almost getting in a little bit of a meditative state.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, like
Yeah.
how lots of people do see or have experiences with Fae, don't they? You're in that
Mm.
sort of between or meditative state. So yeah,
Mm.
that
I'm
was
just
really cool.
imagining us all trying to do that
Yeah.
later
I think
on.
so. We
Yeah.
should
I'm not
line
gonna
up,
lie, I've already had a little
stand on one leg.
practice. When as soon as I found that out, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. I need
Yeah.
to practice doing this.
See, what would you want to see if you were looking into the future?
I don't really want to see the future.
I know, that's what I
To be
was
honest
thinking
with
as
you.
well.
Because it doesn't, it seems so bleak, but I'd love to
Yeah.
look into the past or see,
Hmm.
a little fairy settlement or something. So
Yeah.
I didn't know you need to practice. I thought you could just look through. So maybe that explains why I haven't had any luck yet. I just wanted instant results.
Instant results.
Yeah.
What would
I
you like to
mean,
see in the future, Claire?
um, I'd like to see my new home.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
what I
want to
was
see it
thinking.
too far in the future because I've got to that age now where
Yeah.
I don't want to see too far ahead. But but I'd like to see my new home. So I'd like to see part of it. Like, okay, where am I going to be living? That kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah, that would be
because
really neat.
Yeah.
yeah, and because that'd be reassuring, wouldn't it? be really
Hmm.
nice to see that kind of thing. That you think, oh yeah, it's all going to be okay.
Hmm.
I think looking back to the past, I don't know. I'd want to see something that, there are all these theories, aren't there, about different things, and people say, oh, that can't have happened, and some other people say, oh yeah, that did happen. I'd want to see sort of like if giants really existed or something like
Oh,
that.
yeah. Hmm.
Cool. Or what
Hmm.
dinosaurs really look like, because we don't
Yeah.
really know, do we?
Yeah, it's just a guessing game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sort of thing. But then, don't know, what
What's your
would you do?
pebbles?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
do want to know
the
your pebble
pebbles.
spell too.
Right. So this is from Working with Fairies by Anna Franklin. Let me see it on here. I could put a picture up.
Okay.
And it's a stone and water spell for removing negativity. So it's basically you take a smooth river pebble and hold it in your hands. Imagine anything you want to get rid of. So any bad luck, um, anything that doesn't feel good in your life anymore. Concentrate and protect them and project those feelings or those thoughts into the stone, and then quickly throw the stone into a fast flowing stream. Walk away without looking back. So it's a
Mm.
way of like just dispelling something that you want to get rid of. I mean, I have done that with stones in the past. We think, right, it's something I'm letting go of. And it does
Yeah.
feel quite, yeah, it's quite good to do that. Have you done anything like that? Either of you?
Just a lot of skipping stones. I used to do that a lot
Oh, yeah,
just for fun.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's the water with the hagstone. It was like that was my theory that the water gives it its magical properties. So, and water, you mentioned, yeah, emotions. I mean, water is so symbolic of emotions too, and the
Yeah,
tarot and things like that.
Yeah.
yes.
Heard of similar things. I have done it as well with an egg. So I know it isn't
Mm,
stuff, but eggs you can do it where you rub it sort of around your body to help heal, like take the illness away or like negative energy. And then you can either chuck it in running water, or I think some people crack the egg into a cup of water and watch what it does in the water,
oh,
the yolk
wow.
Yeah, I have
things.
heard of
That's
that.
yeah, um, quite interesting. So it kind of made me think of that a little bit, but also just how stones you can sort of charge them and program them, can't you, to
Mm,
hold different vibrations. So
mm.
that's quite cool. I like that. And then in the water as well, cleansing energy of the water, taking it away. That's really good.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, and the moving water seems important too. Because it
Yeah.
reminds me of that saying that you never step in the same river twice. So it's
Mm,
just like change and get rid of whatever you're trying to get rid of and move on.
Yeah. Cleansing, isn't it?
yeah. Was there anything else you had?
Um, well, it was just a little bit more obviously how stones are so obviously of the earth and they
Mm,
create that constant energy flow, constant connection, and that they're so grounding. Could help with like the root chakra, I was thinking as well, with the grounding and things. And then yeah, just sort of a little quote from um Richard Felix. I don't know if you remember Richard Felix, who was the historian from on Ghosts.
yes,
Oh, what was it called? Most Haunted.
that's right. Yeah, I used to like
Yeah,
him. Mm,
yeah. But I still quite enjoy his YouTube channel and things. But in one of his books, What is a Ghost? He talks a little bit about the stone tape theory, and just how it's a lot of it's to do with. I mean, there's a little quote I can try and read it out. If
yeah,
that's
go
all.
ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just to sort of explain it a little bit more.
Mm,
Um, It said stone continuously absorbs earth energy using its own crystal lattice construction. All stone has this construction, which is a continuous set of small cubes interlinked through the center stone with atoms at the corners of each cube. This is identical to modern day semiconductor microchips or silica chips grown in laboratories, which have revolutionized the electronics industry. Stone should be regarded as a semiconductor microchip, which can not only store but transmit energy under the right conditions. And it's just sort of a little bit about how our ancestors were so aware of the power of stone, and they'd build the stone circles. And
Mm.
particularly on ley line sites. So they were really aware of energy spots of the earth.
Mhm.
And on certain days, wouldn't they? The certain celebrations, time of year, the Sabbats, they were just more in tune with the earth energy. They knew that these stones were these conductors. So yeah, it was just interesting, I thought, to explain that possibly a little bit more, how that actually could work.
Yeah.
And they
Mm.
brought stones from hundreds of miles away, our ancestors, at these sacred sites. Why?
Mm.
If they didn't,
Mhm.
if they weren't aware of, something special about these particular stones, because I believe the altar stone at Stonehenge, they've tested the stone and they know it came from the Highlands in Scotland.
Oh my
So
gosh.
how did they get that big piece of stone
I know. It's crazy,
all
isn't
that
it?
way, and why? What did they know about it
Mm.
that we've sort of forgotten? So I don't know. I think it's very interesting to think about how powerful stones actually can be like that.
Yeah, stone circles. Oh my gosh, that's a whole other
Yeah.
topic, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
But I interviewed a lady who's a dowser on Dartmoor on Friday, and she was telling me about her experiences through dowsing. So I think that's something
Mhm.
we could possibly do a whole episode on at
Yeah.
one point about.
Definitely.
Um, and were ancient people, some people say they were using the stones as like acupuncture needles, that there was something special about the site anyway,
Mhm.
using the stones to harness that energy some way.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, Emma, certain types of stone had different properties and
Yeah. And if you pick up a stone that's been a gift from the Fae or your guide,
mm, mhm,
you can take the energy of that place with you, can't you? You can
yeah.
feel sort of where it's come from and the vibration it has. Our
Yes.
ancestors definitely were more aware of what was actually going on there. We're
Mm,
rediscovering it though, I think, by following this guidance.
yeah,
Yeah.
we are. It's
Yeah.
about tuning into the earth again.
Mhm.
And did you want me to, have you got anything else to share, Emma, on stones or
Um, the other one, just one more thing, I think it was. Where's
yeah,
that
carry
little
on.
note? It was about offering stones. Um,
Hmm.
so they're particularly sort of more prevalent in Celtic countries or the Mediterranean. But it's something we can do at home as well, or in our own gardens or out in nature. And they were particularly a flat top stone, but you might see them still on like footpaths or out in parks or just in random areas in the landscape.
Yeah.
And people leave offerings there and blessings and things for the landscape, but obviously for fairies as well.
Mhm.
And it's often honey or wine and rice in in Mediterranean countries. And yeah, people just leave little offerings there, but particularly on, say, like midsummer,
Mm,
special fairy days like that. So, and the thought that you can do that in your own garden or your own space, I thought that was quite
Yeah,
cute outside as
definitely.
well.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, just like a piece of flat slate or even like a slab or yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Mm,
just greenstones helps them celebrate the special days.
nice.
Cute.
Yeah, that's lovely. So
Very
I I'm just wondering whether to share the the malachite story that you wanted me to share. Should I just
good.
share that before we
Yeah, if you want to.
finish?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you want that on my, yeah.
Before I do that, I did find out a bit more about black stones and jet. I posted some pictures in the
Yeah. I've never
WhatsApp
heard of Jet.
group. Yeah, but I thought it was interesting in relation to your stone, Emma, and in relation to my stone, which is very black. I don't know whether it is jet, but it could be. Um, so they they come from, they're a bit like coal. So similar to coal, it's like compressed ancient wood
Mm.
that's been compressed over time. And they relate to the dark half of the year. They relate to death. So that the Victorians used them for funerals or like
Morning.
yeah, for
Morning
mourning,
jewellery, yeah.
buttons on clothing,
Mm.
that kind of thing. And the interesting thing is that yes, so they're connected with this idea of grief, mourning, transition. So it's a transition stone and it's there to see you through a difficult time of transition. So I thought that was really apt for me.
Mm.
And then it might be apt for you, but I can photograph these pages and send them all to you. But the interesting thing that struck me in relation to your stone is that jet often washes up on the shores of northeast England, which is why the Saxons call it sea coal.
Oh, yeah, because
And
I think there's Whitby jet that you can buy at
right,
in
yeah.
Whitby, yeah.
So
So
do you think your piece of stone is jet?
it might be
Mm.
Because it's very
Cool.
black, isn't it?
very
Yeah.
black, yeah, and it does almost have like a coaly look to it as well.
Mm. And it relates to the new
Amazing.
moon as well.
Yeah,
Oh, nice find,
So
Claire.
yeah, nice
yeah,
one. That is really cool.
so it made me, yeah, it just made me feel like these were fairy gifts. Yours was a fairy gift, 'cause it's all to do with transition, the other world, and
Mhm.
those kinds of things. Then the Malachites, which I'll tell you about very briefly. So when I first connected with Pixies, at this very special woodland on Dartmoor, I was driving after I'd connected with them for the first time in 2016. I was guided to go to this crystal shop on this town on the other side of Dartmoor. And I got there. No, actually, on the way, I heard the word malachite as I was passing the area where this woodland is. So I got to the shop and she had a big piece of malachite, but I didn't buy any that day. But she gave me another crystal. She was a lovely shop owner. And then later on, I bought myself a couple of small pieces of malachite. I've got some here. It's green stone, and
Yeah,
it's
so
got,
pretty.
yeah, it's got different whirls on it. So the next time I went to this woodland, I went with my son, and it was after my mum had been diagnosed with cancer and she was living with us. And it was 2017, and we went there in the early morning, me and my son, while it was quiet, and we took some crystals for the Pixies, and we took a couple of pieces of malachite, and we gifted one of them to this tree, this hole in this tree, and I we came out of the woodland, and I had a text come through from my sister, and it said it was a note that she'd written that said, everything's going to be okay. So it was like it was a confirmation from the fairies that
Uh,
everything's going to be all right. It's also felt like a recognition of what we gifted to them, that, they'd
yeah.
asked for this malachite. And then a few months later at home, we were looking back at the photos, my son, we realized that the hole in the tree looked like an eye. So,
Mm.
and the rest of the tree looked like a face. It was like the nose of this pixie. So I mirrored it, and it looked like a pixie's face. It was
Oh,
really strange. So it's almost like my son had put this crystal into the pixie's eye in this tree.
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
and then I realized, the other thing I realized when I looked into what malachite means is that it connects with nature and helps you to balance and ground, but it's also connected with the blood and healing the blood. So you could take that as meaning connection to your family, healing family
Mm.
relationships,
Mm,
but also I felt it was connected to my mum's illness as well because she had a
Mm.
blood cancer. So it was just all had quite a lot of meaning to it.
yeah.
Um, but I've always kept a piece of malachite because I just feel it's one of my special stones from the fairies. Yeah.
That's a
Wow.
gift, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Thank you for
Wow.
sharing that.
Yeah, thanks. That's amazing.
Mm.
Um, it just made me think in the book, The Ancient Art of Fairy Magic by DJ Conway, there was a
Yes.
little I
Mm.
don't know what the word would be for it. So if you get given a gift like that, a
Mm.
stone,
Mhm.
um, she says, if you say, I thank you for this stone of power and send you blessings on this hour.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Quite
really
nice, isn't it?
lovely. That's really
Um,
nice.
yeah, I thought that was really sweet. Just
Yeah. Yes. So stones are special.
yeah, no doubt.
stones have power. They really do. And apparently it's good if you get given a gift as well. It's apparently nice if you can give them to other people
Mm.
because it helps
Oh.
bond you closer together and
Mm.
spread good luck. I also
That's
found that.
Well,
Mm.
I've got
Yep.
so many stones that you probably have as well that I've collected that I'd be very happy to give some of them away.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You know what, that happened
Especially
with
before
me.
you move.
Yeah, oh definitely. With
Yeah.
I was just thinking like it might be worth if we do find stones in the future to check in and see, is this for me or would you like me to give this to someone else? Because that happens to me quite a lot with the clovers.
Mm.
Quite
Mm.
often if I find a clover, I'll think this isn't meant for me. I'm meant to give this and I'll get a person
Mhm.
pop into
Oh.
my head that who's meant to have it. And I always
Oh,
do try and make sure I give it to them if it's for
very
someone in
good.
particular.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful, Emma. I've got a couple of your clovers
Mm,
from a while ago, and that's a whole other, oh my gosh, fairy topic I want
yeah.
to dive into with you.
Yep.
Because I just find that mind blowing. Anastasia, have you seen Emma's collection of
No,
clothes?
no, I haven't.
It's
I have
just
a
like,
whole jar full of them, but I've given loads. I've given them to friends, family, strangers,
mm,
customers. If I'm out, I just get, I don't know, it's really strange. We'll definitely have to talk about that more.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
that
just, I,
feeling was the
yeah,
same I felt then about if we don't feel we need to keep the gift, it might be to give to somebody else.
yeah.
Some,
And that was a message I got from the fairies, um, to do with that woodland.
yeah.
I had two crystals and I felt that I should have given both of them to the fairies, but I ended up keeping one for myself because I wanted to. The one I kept for myself looked like a portal. It had like a whirl on it. And I thought, well, that's my way of connecting with them. And the other one I gave
Mm.
them looked like a door. So I thought, well, yeah, I'm keeping that because I want to keep this connection. I can't remember, my son said something very wise at the time. He said, "Oh, Mum, you should just give it all away."
Oh,
I just want you to just give it all away, and maybe that's a lesson to learn with, like you're saying, that if you give something away, then you're receiving a gift yourself anyway by doing that,
mm.
I think. Mm.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, should we wrap it up
Okay.
for now on
Yep.
stones? I know we could probably go on
Talk
and
for
on.
hours.
Yeah, we can always revisit part two. This is
Yeah,
part one and a half.
we'll come back to it another time. But yeah,
Yeah,
thanks, Emma. It's great.
Yeah, that was all awesome information.
thanks. It
Okay,
was,
so
I'll be right back.
have a sip of tea. Mm.
yeah, I hope that was all right. It was like the information was just coming thick and fast. And I thought, I must write all of this down. I must
Yeah,
take
no,
note. It
it's
was
brilliant.
brilliant.
Mm, it's brilliant. You definitely have to write that book, Emma. I've got
Yeah,
there's so much there's so much to say about this topic, isn't there? It's
yeah,
just
just goes on and on. But the dragon thing, I saw on the list, the updated list, that there's a dragon. We'll do a dragon episode.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, put
Stones to
dragons.
do with dragons and that amazing stone that you found that looked like a dragon's face.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, I was thinking
That
today,
was,
I found a few. I found trees, like tree stumps that look like dragons' heads before, and
yeah,
yeah, I found a few stones that look like dragons. So it's
mm,
definitely dragon energy around. It seems to present itself at certain times.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to do with them sort of guarding mountains and tombs and I don't know, and I don't know if you've ever heard about dragons having stones in their head, like a dragon stone in their forehead.
I've heard that, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know where that's from. Do you know where
No, I'm
that's?
not sure where that's from. But
No.
apparently the dragon has to be alive when the stone's removed, which just sounded
Oh,
grim, but I just thought, so again, there's another stone
oh
connecting
gosh.
there with dragons.
Yeah. What do they use the stone for then?
I'm not sure.
Is
Didn't,
it like part of their magic?
yeah. But obviously back then they would just obviously wipe the dragons out, wouldn't they? But the power of the
Mm,
stone won't work if the dragon's not alive anymore.